Okay, that beat that I did yesterday, that 16th note groove, was very difficult. Just want to put it out there. It's very difficult. Sometimes I write down the speeds, the highest speed that I can play something cleanly, and I wrote down September 13th, so this was last month, 60 beats per minute. And I know that in the month that I've been working on it, I've only gotten it up to maybe 70, 75 in that range, beats per minute. So the groove that I did yesterday was very difficult, and this one I had a lot of difficulty with it last month as well. This fifth groove that I'm going to go over today, I had 60 BPM September 14th. But after working on this a while, I think it's a lot easier. There's a bass drum on the 1 and the ah of the 1. There's a bass drum on the 3 and the ah of the 3. There's a snare on the 2, but then there's a snare on the E of 4, which you're supposed to hit with your left hand instead of your right. Normally you hit with the right hand on the snare for 16th note grooves, which I think is why 16th note grooves are difficult. Okay, so I will have to play this one slowly, but I don't think that I'll mess up as much as yesterday's beat. Okay, I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Alright, so this is another solo from the book that I'm working on, Drumming the Easy Way. In this solo, it's your first pickup, which means that you count off beat 1 and beat 2 with your sticks, but then you play beat 3 and 4. There's like two beats that you play before you go into the song. So you have the two beat pickup on the 3 and the 4 of the first measure, and then you have 2 measures of a groove, then a fill, 2 measures of a groove, then a fill, 1 measure of a groove, then a fill, 2 measures of a groove, then a fill. And again, if you want me to scan this and post it, I will, but again, I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to do that because I didn't write the solo, but I don't know. I'll demonstrate that for you. So again, there's a 2-note pickup, 2 measures of a groove, fill, 2 measures of a groove, fill, 1 measure of a groove, fill, 2 measures of a groove, and then a fill. Okay, for this beat of the day, you have the same groove that we did yesterday, where you have a bass on the 1 and the and of 3, a snare on the 2 and the 4. You have 2 measures of that groove. Then you go into a paradiddle that I believe was the second one that I taught, where you go high tom, snare, mid tom, snare, high tom, floor tom, snare, snare. So ba 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 ba. Then you have 2 measures of what I call the Michael Jackson groove, where you have a bass drum on the 1, the and of 2 and the 3, and you have a snare on the 2 and the 4. And then you have a permutation of the groove, where you have a bass on the 1 and the and of 3, snare on the 2, and of 2, and on the 4. Then you have another paradiddle, which was the last one that I taught, which is crash, then high tom, snare, mid tom, back to the crash, back to the snare. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Okay? And then you have permutation of the Michael Jackson groove again, where you have a bass in the 1, the and of 2, the and of 3, a snare on the 2 and the 4. So it's ba, 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 ba. And then you go into the 4th paradiddle, I believe I taught, but it is kind of switched around in the book. This is a drum solo, so they kind of change it up. It's the one where you do the hi-hat and the snare, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. You end it by going right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So high tom, snare, mid tom, snare, crash, snare, snare. Then you go back into another fairly basic groove based on the 1 and the and of 1, and of 3, snare on the 2 and the 4. Then you go into the 3rd paradiddle, I believe I taught, which is crash, snare, high tom, snare, mid tom, snare, snare. And then you end with crash, 8th note, 2 16th note snares, crash, 2 16th note snares, and then you end on the 2nd groove that I taught September 2015, bass on the 1, 3 and of 3, a snare on the 2 and the 4. Okay, so I hope that I explained that solo enough. I'll try to play it. Usually I play it twice. I'll repeat it once. I'll try to play it 4 times. Hi, I'm Mike. I'm currently at the University of Maine at Augusta, where I went to school, and I'm going to demonstrate a rock beat for you today. I'm going to put the bass on the 1, snare on the 2. I'm going to put a bass on the and of 2, and then a snare on the 4. So there's not going to be a bass drum on the 3 or the and of 3, so it'll make it sound a little awkward. I believe that this beat was used in a Tom Petty song. So I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, for this beat of the day, I'm going to be going over triplet eighth note fills. This is the easiest fill. It's just 3 triplet eighths on the snare, 3 triplet eighths on the high tom, 3 triplet eighths on the mid tom, 3 triplet eighths on the low tom. And what you do when you're playing triplet eighth notes is you switch up your sticking. So you start out with like a left, right, left on the snare, right, left, right on the mid tom, high tom, left, right on the mid tom, and then right, right on the low tom. So again, that's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I believe that's the easiest way to stick it, is to start it with your left hand, so you can end with the right hand on the low tom and have a very deep, heavy hit on the floor tom. What I'm going to do is play groove before I play the fill. It's going to be one of the accented grooves. I'll start with the number 1 fill, so that's bass on the 1, snare on the 2, bass on the of 2, and then another bass on the and of 3, and snare on the 4. So a sort of accented, syncopated groove to go before the fill. Alright, I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, for this fill, we're going to play a crash on the 1 with the right hand, and then a left-right with the snare, and it's going to be triplet eighth notes. So that's triplet, 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 triplet. And then we're going to play 2 eighth notes on the high tom, and then 2 16th notes and an eighth note on the mid tom. So that's ba ba ba, ba 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 ba. Okay? For the groove, I think I'll just keep it simple and do bass on the 1 and the 3, snare on the 2 and the 4. Okay, I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, for this fill of the day, we're going to have a crash note on the 1, a crashing bass drum on the 1, followed by 2 16th notes on the snare. So 8th note, 16th, 16th. And then we're going to do 3 triplet 8th notes on the high tom, 3 triplet 8th notes on the mid tom, then 2 16th notes on the floor tom, followed by an 8th note crash after the floor. So ba ba ba. For the groove, I'll do the second beat that I taught, which is based on the 1, based on the 3, and the end of 3, snare on the 2 and the 4. Okay? I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, for this fill, we're going to do a crash on the 1, and then a snare on the ah of the 1. So it's a syncopated feel to it. Then 3 triplet 8th notes on the high tom, followed by a crash and triplet 8th notes on the mid tom. So 3 triplet, and then 2 8th notes on the floor tom. I think this fill is a little more difficult, so I'll just play the fill. I won't play a groove before it. Okay? Okay, for this beat of the day, the groove is a 16th note accented groove with a bass on the 1, the ah of 2, and the and of 3. It has a snare on the 2 and the 4, as usual. The fill is going to be 3 triplet 8th notes on the snare, 4 16th notes on the high tom, 3 triplet 8th notes on the mid tom, and 2 8th notes on the low tom. Okay, I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Alright, for this beat, we're going to put a bass drum on the 1 and the and of 3 and the and of 4, a snare on the 2 and the 4. So it's going to be similar to the third beat that I taught in September 2015, except that there's now bass drum on the and of 4. And I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, for this beat, we're going to put a bass on the 1 and the 3 and the and of 3. So it's similar to the second beat that I taught in September 2015. I'll also put a bass drum on the and of 4 because I'm going to do a series of drum beats with a bass on the and of 4. So basically there's a bass drum leading back into the 1 and snare on the 2 and the 4. So I'll demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, I'm Mike. I'm at the University of Maine at Augusta, where I went to school, and I'm trying to record drum beats for lessons. This next beat, I'm going over beats that have a bass drum on the and of 4. I recently bought a new drum book, and I found them pretty interesting. For this one, I think I'm going to put a bass on the 1, the and of 1, the 3, and then the and of 4. So it's going to give it a sort of a locomotive feel, but not over the top locomotive feel. So basically you have 3 bass drums paired together because you have 1 on the and of 4, the 1 and the and of 1. And I'll put a snare on the 2 and the 4. Okay?